last time when we sailed around the world in less than 50 days, everybody was already saying that it was amazing and that we couldn't do better. And a year after, François Gabard went in 42 days with a new generation of boats, with a new generation of sailing. And I think the new step, once again, is going to make us in another future again. So we will probably by crew before, but by solo as well, going under 40 for sure. For me, first of all, we are a crazy generation with the foils arriving. So with kite surfing, with windsurfing, with all the boats, even the monohulls are foiling today. And the perspective and the evolution of the possibility of foiling today is just unreal. It's going to be possible tomorrow, not staying with low pressure and staying with it, but you will be tomorrow able to make a huge gain in the transition and get the low pressure which is in front of you. So you will be faster than the wind, faster than the condition, and faster than finally all the systems. So you will choose your system, you will choose the weather forecast, but you will use and choose the sea state. And it will change totally the way we're going to sail around the world tomorrow. As I told you, the routage is going to be the key, probably, yeah, to anticipate the transition, to anticipate at each point pretty much in South Atlantic, in St. Helene, just when you cross from the north hemisphere to the south hemisphere, but also the transition with in between South Africa and Indian Ocean, and then under Australia. All those passage, which were before in the past, the moment where you were losing a lot of time, it will be a gain of time. And the evolution of the weather forecast and the routage is going to be probably for sure the key for the next 10 years. But we also have more and more data. We've got more and more data from the boats, but we've got also more and more data from the weather forecast. And maybe in 1 year, you will be able to go twice around the world. So you will have 2 times to try. Actually, when I started sailing around the world about 20 years ago, and I've done it, I think, 12 times around the world. We had only 1 time per year to go around the world because you have to be there in South Hemisphere during the winter or during summertime in South Hemisphere. And when you go in 40 days or in 50 days, you may have twice the time. So it will be amazing, yeah.
So my next
just to let you know, with Sodebo in the next 4 years, we're going to do 3 around the world record or race, and 14 transatlantic in only 4 years. It would have been incredible to say that even 4 years ago. Most of the time, Cape Town is a key. When you start from Brest in Europe, in west of Europe, in North Europe, the only part of the of the way that you can choose is from Europe to Equator. And today the record is under less than 4 days. You can have a look at what's going on Sainte Hélène, on the high pressure of South Atlantic, and then you can make the choice. And then you can stop in Cape Town and come back, or in Rio and come back. But the key is going to be probably also the position of the ice around the South Pole. And I have to admit that for the 12th time I've been turning around the planet, the iceberg and the ice are norther and norther, and there is more and more ice, and the problem of the global warming make that problem being an issue eventually. So I'm pretty sure that the next step's going to be under 40, but when, I've got no idea. For sure, the last Route du Rhum have been a big test. A big test, but it's been also an incredible...
You went to Coruña?
Yeah, life moment. I've stopped in Coruña, and I thought that my boat, after 4 years of being testing, was very strong. And because we're pushing more and more the boats, when they are touched by the impact of the waves, needs to be even more stronger than they used to be. You have to imagine that when you are at 70 degrees from the Turin angle, it's a bit technical, but and when you go 35 knots of boat speed, and the waves go to 15 knots, you can have an impact which is close to 50 knots. And at this stage, nobody knows what's going to be the impact, even cargo ships, even a plane, even what is the impact of a wave which is arrived in a carbon fiber beam at 50 knots. So we have to improve, we have to learn, we have to make it stronger, but we also probably in the future have to manage the speed and the angle we're going to have on the sea states probably differently. It's not only structural, it's not only physical, it's also mentally, but also in strategic. We need probably to change the way we were sailing. You can't sail as we used to sail, like for the Volvo Ocean Race, where you push, and technically there is no limit. In that case, when you go so fast, you need to make the choice when you go fast, when you slow down, what kind of sea states you're going to choose, and it's going to change the total kind of a philosophy to go around the planet and to win. You will be very impressed about how different it's going to be. It's going to be so different than it's going to be maybe difficult for you guys to see where is the bow and where is the stern, where we live on board, and yeah, it's
more protection in the cockpit.
There is more protection in the cockpit, but the cockpit's going to be totally different. The surface of the forest are going to be huge tomorrow, and even the surface of the sail area is going to be very difficult to explain today. But I'm very exciting actually. It's for me there is more difference in between the boats we're going to launch in a few days compared to the boats we had with Sodebo at the first time. I don't know if I'm afraid I'm very enthusiastic. I'm sure that you need to be afraid actually when you sail by yourself on an ultime. If you're not afraid, you're in danger. But for sure, I am to be honest and be with a lot of humility to say that I don't know where we're going. You have to accept that actually, yeah, you don't know everything where you're going, and you have to accept that to be honest. But it's what made also our sport so exciting. And for me, it's we were talking about it just before. Our sport is very representative to our society, and it's very for me it's when you see how far we go in aerodynamic, in hydrodynamic, in mathematics for structural, in EA for autopilot, and also for the foils, but also about what we learn about sleeping or not sleeping, about nutrition, about weather forecast. It's a huge step in pretty much everything. Yeah, that's a good question. I will accept that I can fail. I will accept that I will do it again. I will accept to be honest, but also, you know, when you challenge yourself in such a challenge or such a défi, you always hope that you succeed straight away, because you know how much efforts and how much energy it takes to achieve it. And as an athlete, and it's for me the most interesting quality of an athlete, you need to be patient, and patient with yourself.
So,
I don't know if it's disturbed me, but for me, more it is difficult, more it is technical, and more finally it's mental. And the key for tomorrow is going to be how you're going to accept the pressure of mentally being able to go that fast, that far with such machine. When I made the choice to come with Helly Hansen about 10 years ago, it was a big choice for me. It was the choice of coming with some people that's going to be my family. They're going to be the people I'm going to trust more than myself for my second skin. If those guys make mistakes, I may not come back. I may lose a finger, I may lose a feet by frozen. And I found with Helly Hansen people would just always listen to me, answer to my question, and we create more than a financial or technical relation, but a relation of confidence, a relation of trust, which is very rare, and which is part of the story. And they are part of my story. And I know that I can trust them. They can trust me, and the feedback I bring back is a knowledge. And when you challenge yourself to such trip, you need to be covered, and you need to be with people around you who just make that confidence around you. And it's It's it can't be something different than the long-term cooperation, and I'm quite proud from what we've done, technically, but also by human being.